How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be talking about Ghost Fightin Treasure Hunters. This is one of my favorite board games, and I've been wanting to cover it for quite a while, and I'm glad that I finally am getting the chance to. Not only am I a huge horror fan, but I'm a huge board game fan, and to see the two combined into one, a Haunted Mansion game, I love Haunted Mansion games. This is actually a cooperative board game. If we look at the bottom, it says, it's everybody versus the ghost. Work together to win. So this means that you can actually play this game, everybody wins or everybody loses. But also, even though it doesn't say so on the box, if you want to play this solo, just grab all 4 ghost hunters and control them by yourself, that's fine. Anyway, another cool thing about this game is it has a basic version and an advanced version. It says ages 8 and up on the box, but if you have kids over, play the basic version. Really easy, still a really fun game, but the kids can actually get it. You add in these cards, there's 3 additional rules that make this game way harder. And those rules take this game from an easy game all the way up to a really challenging game. So that's what these cards are for. Let me show you guys the board. Now, before we get into this, if this looks familiar, some of you may have seen something very similar to this game. You see, this game was created by Brian Yu in Germany, and this is his original version of the game, but obviously, because it's Germany, we didn't get it in the States initially. It took it a while for it to come over here, and when we finally got it for the first time, we didn't get it in its original pure form. It came out in the States in 2016, and when it was finally released to us, it was released as a tie-in game to the Ghostbusters 2016 movie. So they changed the art, they added in a rule to incorporate that movie's villain, and it wasn't the original creator intended version of the game. So if this looks familiar and you know you haven't played it, you may have played the original American release, the Ghostbusters 2016 version. But a few years after that came out, we finally got the original unaltered version of this game, and I was so happy to pick it up. So you are this team of ghost hunters, or treasure hunters that just happen to fight ghosts, rather, and you're exploring this mansion, trying to pick up these treasures and get them out of the mansion, but you also have to fight these ghosts. To set up the game, if you see a room with a red letter, so there's H is blue, but I is red, that means it starts the game with a treasure. You also see these dots, light green dots in the room. If it has a circle around it, that means it starts the game with a ghost. So no initial ghost, there'll be a ghost there later, and this one starts the game off with a ghost. And you can see all these little rooms. Each room has its own purpose, and it's kind of like the Clue Mansion. I really do like it. But here's the game set up to begin it. You put your cards with the rooms in here, and then this is your shuffle card. You'll put that in there. I just took it out so you guys could see what it looks like. You have your ghost in a little pile over here. If you're playing the basic game, take these cards out of the deck, and then you have 6 haunting tokens, and we'll get to those in a little bit. So anyway, you start the game, you roll your die. You roll your die, that's how many spaces you can move. So I got 2 here, but it has a green ghost on it, so I have to draw a card. I draw the card, and it has the room number, but also a nice little picture of what the ghost might be doing in that room. So that is really fun. So I drew B, which means a ghost goes in room B. Now note, the 6 is the only one without any sort of ghost on it. So if I roll a 6, I don't spawn an extra ghost, and I move faster. So this is the best option. Anyway, I have my piece. Now, if you only have 2 players, it says each person should control 2 people, which would make the game a lot easier. But let's say we have 3 or more. I'm picking one guy. I move 4. What a lot of people do in the beginning, you go into this room and you pick up a treasure. When you pick up a treasure, it ends your movement and you put it in your backpack. I'm trying to do this looking through the camera. That makes it a little harder. Anyway, so I have the treasure in my backpack. In my next turn, let's say I roll at least a 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm outside of the mansion. I can drop the treasure, and there we go. I've just collected one of the treasures. And your goal in this game is to go into every room, get the treasure, and bring it outside. When you've collected all the treasures, and you brought them all outside, and all the players are outside of the haunted house, then you've won the game. So that is what you're trying to do. But of course, it's going to be a little harder because of these ghosts. If you're in a room with a ghost, and you end your turn there, you have to fight it. To fight it, you roll one of these dice. These are the ghost fighting die, the black one. You roll it. If you get a ghost, you remove a ghost. So 1 picture of a ghost equals 1 ghost removed. Ignore this one. This is for later on. And then if you get this one, nothing happens. Now, if you get this or this and you're fighting a ghost, you don't get hurt or anything. You just don't remove the ghost. He's still there. And if you wanted to fight him again, you would have to end your move and just stay in the room your next turn. So that will take a little bit of time. You still have to roll the die to see if you spawn in a new ghost, but you have to stay there your whole turn just to keep fighting this guy, and you have a 50% chance with 1 die of getting him out. Now, say you had a friend in your room, you're stronger together, and if there's more than 1 person, you roll 2 die, which means you have a stronger chance of getting the ghost out. But also, if you roll 2 ghosts, you can remove 2 ghosts at once. So definitely pays to have a friend around that helps you. Now, what are these red markers for? Well, you see how there's 2 ghost spots in the room? You roll another L, there's another ghost in room L. Now there's 2 ghosts here and there's a ghost on each spot. What happens if you get a 3rd ghost? Well, it's 3 ghosts equal a haunting. The haunting, you get this bigger, scarier red piece here, which is pretty cool. And this guy, if I have a gem in my backpack, I'm stuck here. I can't put the gem down anywhere but outside. And if I have a gem in my backpack and the room's haunted, I cannot leave the room. So I have to clear this haunting. How do I do that? Well, to clear a haunting, you have to have a friend with you. And when you have a friend with you, you roll 2 die, and you have to get the haunting symbol. And you're stuck in there, if you have a gem in your backpack, until you do so. So hauntings are pretty nasty and hard to do. But there's an even worse thing than just having a haunting. The idea is, if there's a haunting, so this, let's say the haunting took place here, and there's a ghost here, right? Well, if I draw a ghost for a room of hauntings in, then he spawns in the next room over alphabetically. L goes to A. So you can see how, if there's a haunting here, that makes it quicker for the ghost to pile up in here. Now, when all this happens, 3 ghosts, another haunting. So you get all 6 hauntings on the board, that's how you lose the game. So you gotta deal with these, or all 6 of them will spawn. All 6 of them spawn, it's game over. So this deck here, this is what controls what spawns where. You see all the different room cards are in there. The shuffle card will also be in there as well. So you put them in the discard pile, you draw the shuffle. Well, that means you shuffle up the whole deck and you put them back there. That's how the same cards get drawn multiple times. Now, When you draw the shuffle, you don't get any more ghosts, so at least there's that. But now the same card, so like J, if I drew a J, it would be in the discard pile. But when it shuffles, that J's back there, which means I have a chance of drawing it again. And that's how these hauntings can happen. So overall, you really don't want to get that shuffle. But anyway, that's the base game. You know, don't get 6 of these. Get all the treasures and all your people outside, and you win. I hope I explained that well enough. But anyway, there are a few things that make this game harder. The advanced game. And what I do want to say is, according to the box, there are 3 advanced rules. And it says just throw them all in at once. And I find that all 3 of the advanced rules make the game very hard. And even though this isn't official, I say if you want to, just throw in one of the 3 rules at a time, get used to it, and build your way up to being eventually able to use all 3 of the advanced rules, because these rules make the game harder. First of all, 2 more shuffle cards. You put these into the deck, you'll be shuffling cards a lot more, which means that those those rooms that you've already drawn with ghost in them, adding in shuffle cards means you'll draw them again quicker, and the haunt comes up way quicker. But note how this ghost is holding up 2 fingers. This is shuffle and draw too. So not only are you shuffling, but you get to add 2 more cards out there, which means he spawns 2 more ghosts. And this one has 3 fingers up. Same thing, but with 3. So that is bad. Although if you do get, if you draw a shuffle with the, after you pull one of these, you can ignore it. So at least that's fine. But yeah, so these make the game way harder. But even harder than that is these locked door cards. So when you draw a locked door card, you place it beside the deck so you can remember which doors are locked. And every section of rooms will have green doors and blue doors. You draw green door locked, you can't go through the green doors. They're locked. And that means, you know, because you only get 1 die of movement, that might take you a lot longer. Like if I had a treasure in here and this door is locked, I have to go through this room all the way down this hallway and over. So what could have taken me 1, 2, 3 spaces now takes me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 spaces. So you can see how the doors locking can be really hard. There's also white doors, these never lock. But the only way these doors come unlocked is if I draw the opposite color. So now the green doors are unlocked, yay, but now the blue doors are locked. So that's hard. The only other way you can unlock these doors is if you get a shuffle card. If you shuffle the cards, these get shuffled as well, which makes all the doors unlocked. And that can really help, but then again, you shuffle the cards, that may mean these tiles with the ghost on them are going to pop up again soon. So that is a bit of a challenge. And the third advanced rule, this also makes the game harder, is you shuffle up these treasure tokens without looking at them, and you place them down. But then, when you enter a room with a treasure token, you flip them over, and you see they all have these numbers. The numbers, you can pick the gems up in any order. Bear in mind, you can only set them down outside, but you have to bring them out outside in the correct numerical order. So I have to go around searching the house, flipping these gems over one by one until I finally find gem 1. And wow, it can take a while, huh? Gem 1, yeah, there's gem 1 all the way in the farthest room. So I have to go around flipping the tiles over, then bring my investigator all the way from wherever I found it all the way to the front door. Now I don't have to pick up all these other random ones, and in fact you really shouldn't. But you find gem 1, you bring it out, great. Now you have to go over and bring out gem 2. And you have to do them all in numerical order. and having to search for the right treasure and having to bring them out in the right order, and then someone will get a gem stuck in their backpack that's way too far out of order, and they have to wait for all the other players to bring out all the gems leading to them. These rules make it a lot harder. You know, I can play the advanced game and it can be super easy. I'll still have fun, but it's pretty easy. But you throw in these advanced rules of finding the right gems, doors locking, making you take way longer, and then shuffling with drawing additional cards, making these rooms become haunted quicker. The advanced game is so much harder, but if you have an experienced group of board gamers, they should be able to do it. But yeah, I've played this game a few times, and me and my group have not yet won the advanced version. We've come close a few times, but we haven't won it yet. I want to play this game a bunch more. I want to win the advanced version, but like I said, it's a little too hard, so I'd say if you wanted to, just throw in one of the advanced rules. Just throw in gem order, or just throw in locked doors, or just throw in the extra shuffles. All three of them at once are so hard, but if you can do it, boy, that's beating a challenge. I would like to do that. Overall, though, this is a really fun game. I love the sliding difficulty. I love that it has an easy version for kids and a harder version for adults, and you can even take that harder version and, you know, break it down a little bit, I'd say. And I do like that I can play this game solo player. It's a cooperative game, and if there's no one in the house but me, you know what? I can still play Ghost Fightin Treasure Hunters because it's cooperative. I grab all the guys, I control them all. It's really fun, and I definitely say go ahead and pick this up if it all seems interesting to you. I hope I didn't butcher the rules. Like, I hope I'm explaining them well enough. If I didn't, it comes with a rule packet. Just read the rule sheet. But overall, really fun. I love that these pieces have an interactivity and a little purpose, having them, you know, where they put the treasure in their backpack. I love these little ghost sculpts. They're so cool. And the haunting ones are big and scary and shiny, although I don't know how well you can see them on camera. Overall, I really do love this game. I hope I did a good enough job explaining it to you. This is a really fun game, a fair bit of strategy figuring out, okay, do I solve the haunting? Do I go for the treasure? How much can, like, there's a haunting there. Can it hold it, or will it mess up the game? Do I have time to get more treasure, or do I have to deal with these ghosts now? You know, it's like, I want to run around. No, I can't. Gotta fight the ghost. Or I think I can run. I think I can get that last gem out. And then everybody has to get out too. You know, you can have all the treasure, you know, but if you leave one of your teammates in there, that's technically not the good ending, you know. Or you can just celebrate and say, hey, we got all the treasure, let's just leave blue behind, which you're not supposed to do, but I imagine people do anyway. But anyway, I may have rambled. I hope I explained this game well enough to you guys. It's really fun, and I definitely recommend it. But if you have any questions, just go ahead and leave a comment. And yeah, I definitely say pick this one up. I hope I explained it well enough. I don't do board games videos all the time. I've done a few, but I haven't done too many. So anyway, I definitely recommend this game. Very, very good. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. A relevant playlist will pop up on the bottom. That should be my toys and games playlist if you want to see more stuff in that category. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.